What up, everybody? The picture that I'm currently displaying on the screen is a clip from the season 3 trailer of Effie hooking up with somebody. I've had my assumptions that this is Kane's hands we see in this picture for a minute now, but since they haven't aired this scene yet and Tariq now knows about Lauren, we can almost rule out any Effie and Tariq love scenes. So now it looks like Effie is going to be going over to the dark side and hooking up with Kane. Effie actress Alix Lepre recently tweeted, "You guys promised me whatever happens the second half of this season, you gonna stick beside me," with a laughing emoji. There's also a clip from the season 3 trailer where Effie is standing with Kane at a pier and Kane is looking into a bag. So not only is Effie going to turn to Kane for love once Tariq breaks up with her, but it also looks like she is going to try to betray him in some type of way with Kane as well. What kind of dirt could Effie have on Tariq that she is bringing to Kane? We have already saw Kane set Tariq up once, and Effie get Tariq expelled from Choate. So I wouldn't put it past Kane and Effie to be setting Tariq up as a scapegoat in some type of way, especially if Jenny Sullivan starts pressing them, and we all know Tariq is really the one her and Blanca Rodriguez are after. Tariq compared Effie and himself to Ghost and Tasha, but this Kane and Effie relationship, how shady these two can be, looks a lot more like Ghost and Tasha than Tariq and Effie, because to me Tariq really isn't a snake like that. Either though I know he did set Kanan up, but that was Tasha's move and to save the family and something he really didn't want to do. And I don't want to hear nothing about Tariq killing Ghost being a snake move. Ghost was going to turn him in for Ray Ray, so he forced Tariq's hand. And ever since Ghost season 1 started, you gotta admit, we haven't seen Tariq on no shady, slimy, snaky type stuff at all. But just like Ghost and Tasha sent Kanan to prison, Effie and Kane look like they're going to try a similar move to Tariq. Effie's been around Tariq long enough to be able to have some dirt on him, plus she saw him kill that Russian boss, and may still even have that murder weapon. Kane also knows Tariq killed Baz in episode 1 and also helped him bury the body. So now that we pretty much have it confirmed that Kane and Effie are hooking up in season 3, the next question we gotta ask is, do they have history? Because this could go 3 ways. First being there is no prior history at all between them and that they are hooking up for the first time. The second scenario is that they have already been hooking up behind Tariq's back for a while now, similar to how Crown Camacho and Jessica was already hooking up behind Lulu's back for a minute before we ever saw them laying in bed together. The third possibility is they have a history prior to Effie hooking up with Tariq, similar to Ghost and Angela. They possibly had a relationship prior to Effie going away to school at Choate. Maybe Kane cheated on her. That's why she still cares about him but doesn't want to get back involved with him to get hurt again. So let's go over what we do already know from the show and we can all make our assumptions. In season 2, when Tariq told Effie that Lauren had Kane on the wire, Effie practically lost it and said, "What? She has Kane on the wire?" And Tariq replied, "Yes, and Braden." Why was Effie so concerned about Kane, a man she has no history with and barely even knows, but not even mention Braden, a kid she spent a couple years in high school with and also your man's best friend? Was it because Kane is so dangerous and she was concerned for Lauren's safety? No way. That for sure wasn't the case. So why was Effie so concerned about Lauren catching Kane on the wire? After this, she took it upon herself to contact Kane and let him know that Tariq's girl caught him on the wire. Kane said, "And all this time I've been thinking you Tariq's girl." Effie replied, "First of all, I'm no one's girl, I'm a woman." My main question about this whole scene was, how did Effie get Kane's phone number in the first place? Because Tariq put him in contact with Monet and not Kane. When Tariq wasn't able to get product in season 2, he asked Effie if she could get something through her connect. She replied to him that she hasn't heard from him in a minute, plus your stuff was better than his anyway. If Kane was Effie's secret connect going all the way back to Choate, when she texted someone and said it looks like the competition is out of product, she still wouldn't have been able to get anything from him at the time either, because Mecca cut him off and was giving all his product to Lorenzo. Earlier this season, when Kane confronted Effie about killing Lauren and said you did what had to be done for the team, Effie made sure to put Kane in check and let him know that her and him were not a team. She just did what she had to do. Additionally, Kane tries to flirt with Effie in some type of way every time he sees her. He recently snatched Effie's phone out of her hand, and she made sure to remind him that you are not my man. However, I don't read much into the flirting because Kane was also doing the same thing when he met Lauren in Tariq's dorm room. And honestly, this is how most dope boys act anyway. The OGs that raised me up in the game, honestly, been with hundreds of females. And I do mean hundreds, probably up there close to thousands. The majority of the time I spent in the game, I was in a relationship and trying my best to be faithful to the girl I was with at the time. But I still hooked up with my fair share of random females also. Just a part of the life, I guess. It was said about Ghost in Power more than once that he used to F all over town when he was younger. That's why I find it hilarious when people say things like Ghost would have never hooked up with Monet, or Tommy Egan would have never hooked up with Nicole Weston, because they have a certain type. Like Ghost and Tommy both only hooked up with 3 or 4 females each for their whole lives. And then I hear stuff, well, Tommy Egan only liked redheads. Well, I guess Lakeisha and Gloria were both redheads too, right? The same thing with Kane. We have never seen him in an actual relationship, but there's no doubt he's hooked up with his fair share of females also. Either though the show only wants to show Drew's love scenes, you gotta believe that Kane is a player in his own right, and he might just look at Effie as the one, like Tariq do Lauren and Ghost did Angela. Did you notice how quick he kicked the female he was talking to out of the bar just to reply to a text that Effie sent him? And for whatever reason, Kane keeps bringing Effie up to Tariq. At the end of season 2, Tariq asked Kane if he knew his girl, Lauren. And Kane replied, I thought you were with that Effie chick. She's bad. And Tariq told Kane to keep his eyes to himself. Then again in episode 1 of season 3, Kane said if he was going to do business with anyone, it would be that Effie chick. And Tariq got pissed off and told Kane to keep her name out your mouth, son. That was when Noma stormed into the pit house. Either though Tariq's in love with Lauren, he also still loves Effie. And even after finding out she betrayed him, he might feel a way about her turning around and hooking up with Kane out of all people. Remember in OG Power, Ghost followed Tasha and killed Terry Silver right after him and Tasha finished hooking up in the parking garage? I know the main reason was to keep Terry from testifying, but you can't say that a little jealousy and betrayal wasn't involved either, because Ghost never cared for Terry Silver from the time Proctor brought him onto the case. And wrapping up, after their meeting with Noma, Kane went and found Effie to tell her they were back in business and that her boy Tariq was trying to leave her out. Kane was trying to get Effie to get in his vehicle, but she told him not a chance. But she still used this information to get Tariq to tell her he was back in the game without telling him that Kane had already been through to see her and let her know what's up. And there you have it. If I missed anything, let me know. Does Kane and Effie have past history, current, or are they going to be hooking up for the first time in one of the upcoming episodes? Leave your thoughts in the comments.